I'm at the Big Qualicum River in the morning. Here I am looking south. Here's the north curve. There used to be, I think, a ballast pit off the north end. There's the river, flowing really small because of the drought this spring. There's a salmon hatchery, the Big Qualicum River. So it's almost 6 a.m. I got here at 2 a.m. because I wanted to shoot some astrophotography from this trestle, and I did. The Milky Way was nice, looking off to the south, which is that direction. And then after that, in the north direction, I found Polaris, and I shot, I think, a 33-minute star trail photograph. And I'm going to link those into the video right now. There's two refuge bays on this trestle, and they're both on the west side. They're in, for E&N trestles, they're pretty good shape, missing a few wood bars, but they're still standing. Let's take a look. There's the hatchery. Walking southward towards Dunsmuir. Dunsmuir is one of those names that was set up on the railway for obvious historical reasons. They named a station for Robert Dunsmuir and his family, and it's actually endured past beyond just a sign on the railway. I was checking the weather network while I was here, and it shows up a location as Dunsmuir. There's post office boxes, etc., just off of Horn Lake Road. And the rail line is nice and straight, going all the way down to Dunsmuir. There's a siding down there. Okay, now let's cross, going from south to north on the Big Qualicum River. Big Qualicum River drains out of Horn Lake. It's not a very long river. The Qualicum First Nation has a campground at the mouth of the river. There's a story in history on Vancouver Island that on the same day that Adam Grant Horn from Hudson's Bay Company was exploring up this river, he was looking for a route to the inland Vancouver Island Alberni Valley through what would be Horn Lake, named for him. Anyway, he and his party happened to show up a couple hours near here just after a group of Haida had massacred some local people here, and one of the more gory sort of chapters in where exploration history and intertribal history connect. This trestle has a nice curve on it. I've seen photographs where the north end, where I'm facing on the right side, is the brush has been cut back, or it's before the trees grew up, and you can see the E and N dayliner making that nice curve, which is awfully nice. Okay, this is going to be a fun view. Here comes the ride. That was fun. I like the simple things that are interesting on a trestle, and right here, here's a good example. This joint on the wood right there is a curve. That's just part of the curve. You can see it's where the angle is set up to go into the curve, just segment by segment. You can't curve wood. Here's a look at my boots, and we're going to work our way down and in, but not too far. I got my camera on a tripod. I don't really feel like taking it off. think I've spent almost 4 hours here. I was only planning to spend an hour or so. That's what happens when you're having fun. So that's looking north. And that's where we came from, south. I parked up on Cochran Road at the end of the public portion of the road. So that's where I'm headed, north. I'm going to head past the old ballast pit spurs, and maybe there was something else that the spur served. Now it just sort of goes a short way into the weeds. This is walking north towards Cochran Road from Big Qualicum River. That's looking south. This is near where there used to be a ballast pit. The spur currently ends somewhere in these weeds to the left. Last time I was here in the snow, I actually walked a little ways on the spur just to see it. And now it's tick season, and I don't feel like getting any more ticks. I was talking about a spur. There it is. It's hiding. Scotch broom of Dunsmuir. Soft yellow moss. It's going to get greener as it gets more rain, I guess. Here is the junction of this little spur that currently goes nowhere. Let's walk over to it. Give you an idea. A switch, and we're coming to a crossing, so flangers up. I don't know when this switch last saw action. And here I am at the Cochran Road private crossing, because this is where the private portion of the road starts. I got here at about 1:50 a.m. and now it's almost 6:30. Been here for a while. Goes north, and the next stop, or the next thing of interest for me at least, was Nile Creek Bridge, And I've seen that one already.